I miss Argentina for the food. I loved the food there. There really wasn't much that I ever tried that I didn't like or that I didn't enjoy. They do have a ton of meat, and they're known for that, and they do have a ton. In my area, there wasn't as great as meat as I've heard that Argentina can have. They had some of the lesser meat, so there's a lot of fat, but I was surprised how much that flavored everything. And so I learned to love the way that they cook their meat, and we had it like every meal, so it was great. But some of my favorite things were just their sausages. They have one, the choripan. Did you guys have that at all?
Not so much.
So basically, it's a sausage that they'll cut in half, and then they'll put it down like on their frying pan or griddle, split open, and then they'll put it on a fresh bread that they got from that day, and they have a special sauce that they'll put on that they don't have really in any other country, and we'd get it when we were in the bus stations waiting, or in the train stations waiting to go from meetings, and that was the only time we'd ever really find it. And oh, that was just the best. And I found it a couple places out here, but it's nothing as good as what they had there. But the other thing is empanadas that you can find out here, but still it just isn't the same. But my favorite were the ham and cheese ones. I could just eat ham and cheese empanadas, which are like the little kind of apple turnover looking things. But yeah, the ham and cheese ones were definitely my favorite. I could eat a whole dozen of those if I wanted to. And on top of those, then when it came to the sweet foods or desserts, they have the alfajores. And those were just amazing to me. Like little, I don't even know how to describe them, cookie type things that were covered in chocolate and had dulce de leche inside it. And you really couldn't beat that. Just chocolate and caramel cookies, they all go together. But yeah.
Awesome. Anything you want to say about any other aspect of Argentine food? About I don't know drinks that they have, or
Yeah.
bakeries.
I always found it interesting when it came to eating with the members. They really like to feed the missionaries, and if you eat, they will keep feeding. And so you kind of had to learn how to almost trick the member to stop feeding you, because if you cleared your plate, they'd fill you up again. And it took me a while to learn that. So for a while, I kept gaining some weight because you'd eat 3 or 4 helpings at every house because they would just keep going. So they were more than generous in being willing to feed the missionaries. One of the things that I had to get accustomed to is that I was never a big Coca-Cola drinker. And with Argentina, they drink it almost every meal. At least where we were, every meal you had Coke. And there wasn't really much choice to say no. So that was one thing I had to get used to there, that my stomach learned to appreciate, though, with all the food that we'd get. It would help kind of break everything down pretty quick. But yeah,